Hey, Mark Meldrum, Meldrum's Monster Garage, and like I said yesterday, we're kind of going back in time through the Northern Ohio Chevelle Club newsletters that I used to put on video. These were like half-hour to 45-minute long shows, and I'm pulling out sections of cars that we worked on at Meldrum's Monster Garage. So yesterday, we had pulled out the Tropical Turquoise Chevelle, Mike Ely's 1966 Chevelle, the SS Chevelle, that did very, very well at the Muscle Car and Corvette Nationals. Scored 961 points, got a gold award there, and the car was well recognized as being very, very good car. Did an interview with Patrick Glenn Nichols on that car. That's still one of my most watched videos. Very, very proud of the work we do in Meldrum's Monster Garage to be not only recognized at the Muscle Car and Corvette Nationals, but also by you fans. So one person made a comment yesterday of, hey, I saw this car online for sale and I've been using it as a reference photos for putting together my car. And that's an extremely good car to use as reference photos. Just a super, super good car. Very proud of the work we did. And then today, I'm kind of going to go a little bit further back in time to when we had a 1967 SS Chevelle that Larry and Uncle Larry and I bought together, and we put this together. Basically, the car was pulled out of a barn, didn't have a motor, didn't have wiring, but it was painted. So we put the car all the way back together, and it came out gorgeous. We ended up selling it to a guy in the Massachusetts area, and I talked to Mike, who had bought the car from us, and I understand he sold the car again last year. So the car's out there somewhere, and it's a really nice car too. So glad I can bring you this stuff. One of the things you're going to see, this video is a little longer because you can break it up into 3 sections if you don't want to watch the whole thing. The first section is about 5 or 6 minutes of us pulling it out of the barn and bringing it home. My son and Uncle Larry and I brought it back home, and it was basically baskets of parts. We filled up Larry's truck and my truck and the trailer. And then we're going to get into the carburetor rebuild on the car. It was a Rochester carburetor on this. It was a 325 horsepower car with turbo 400 transmission and air conditioning. So it was a little bit of a challenge under the hood with fitting everything under there. And then we're going to go about showing you how you basically mask off the back end of your car to paint the black part, or the diaper as I call it, on the back of the car. That wasn't on a 66 Chevelle, and I'll take that. I'll keep on believing that. But 67 is when they first started blacking out the back panel, and I show you how to mask that off inside the trunk so that you get a factory correct paint job back there. So hopefully you're enjoying these. Going back in time. This is from 2015, 2016. Here we go. Chevelle Club, and look what we pulled out of the barn today. 67 Chevelle. Bought it from a guy, owned it 30 years. I bought it from his wife. So we're going to take it home, and we're going to put it back together and then see what happens later on. So should be some exciting news coming up here. Larry and I want halves on this car, so should be some exciting news coming up here in the Northern Ohio Chevelle Club newsletter. See ya.
I'm in the way. Somebody's excited. Somebody's excited. Ah, ah.
we got this old Chevelle on the lift now, and we've been cleaning on it all day. It's just gorgeous. We got all the dust off of it. Did a little clay bar on it, and underneath of this car is just fantastic too. So look underneath. This car was built in Fremont, California. Just an awesome car. You just love it. We're going to be able to do so much with this car. It's got electric fuel pump. The guy did drag race it that owned it before. He passed away about 3 years ago, and we're going to finish what he started. Working on wiring, and it's a simple process, but it's long, it's tedious. Give you a quick update. We're working on the front headlights right now. Pretty simple. Green wire, tan wire. I got those into the plug already. And then I got a little ground wire made up here, so you can see kind of what they look like. Very easy. Just take it and basically snap it into place here. So you're just gonna look down in there, you're gonna snap it into place. Boom. And then come over here to the other side, and it's another boom. Connect there. Got your ground wire. Ground it somewhere in the body. So that's how we do it. And then over here, I gotta tell you, I know it looks like a mess of wires, but I've got this laid out in a way where I can strip wires back, and I can look at the way the original wiring harness was done. So you can see the original wiring harness. Here's the connector, ground wire right there, and you go over to the other side and you kind of find that ground wire there. There's the bounty hunter. She's sitting there. She's just parts storage right now. And while we're working on wiring, decided to take a little break. I was getting tired of wiring, waiting for the soldering iron to warm up a little bit anyway. So I thought I'd do a little quick tech on some door sealer. We've got the window sealant. It's an easy project. Anybody can do this. If your rubber's cracked or it's just not looking any good anymore, it's taken such a set that it's smooshed and it doesn't seal the door anymore, hey, this is an easy project. Soft Seal Company, they sell all this stuff, and if I'm not mistaken, I think Soft Seal is down near the Cincinnati area. And I remember Chuck Hansen introducing me to the owner of Soft Seal. A lady had inherited the business from her husband, and she was real nice, and we talked about some sponsorship for our show, but I don't think anything ever came of it. But anyway, shout out to Soft Seal. It's an easy project. Got these little pins here, okay, and they're simple. They got a little serrating on them, and it's just simple. You're just gonna take it, you're gonna push it through here, and you're gonna push it right up into the hole that's already pre-drilled by General Motors. How can you beat that? And then the rest of these go in as such. They've got little serrated pins already built into the rubber, and we'll just work our way around there, and then we'll be all set with a nice sealing door. I'll show you in a second. All right, so there you have it. Got the seal all the way around. One thing I did was grabbed a little piece of wood that helped me put the pieces in a little bit easier. So there you go. Boom, nice solid feel to that door now. It's gonna seal, it's gonna keep the weather out. While we're on break, I did look up the owner of Soft Seal, S-O-F-F-S-E-A-L, Donna Anderson. And Donna was the person I did meet down at Chevelebration. Boy, I wish we still had Chevelebration, but you can come to the Northern Ohio Chevelle Club show. I think it's just as good as Chevelebration. But anyway, there's your quick tech tip on Soft Seal today. We'll finish up around the window. We'll finish the other door. A great project for a snowy day here in Northern Ohio. See ya. All right, so still working on the 67 here. Decided to replace quite a few parts. One was the rocker panel. And one of the reasons is, look at this hole right here. It shouldn't be there. And then they put one over here on this side. It shouldn't be there. But if you come over to the other side of the car, none. But the rocker panel looks like it's seen its better day. So we took all the screws out and we will replace that. But one other thing I want to talk about here. Look at this. When you restore a car, please use the same type of screw. Okay, the majority of the screws were like this, Phillips head. Cool, I can deal with that. But when you start mixing and matching screws, like look at that head. That's a Torx screw. I don't think those ever belonged on a 67 Chevelle. And then look at this. A nut driver screw. So, when you're restoring these cars, please use all the same screws. Thank you. That is all. To remove the rocker panel, it's pretty simple. All you do is kind of twist and pull up, and you can see there's these little clips that hold the top. So they're all along there. So pretty simple thing to replace. We'll get rid of this one because it's seen its better day. So.
Hi there, Jim Umstead, NOCC member. We're back at Ump's Garage here. We're done with the Piston Power Show. This month we're going to talk about, we're going to be rebuilding Mark and Larry's carburetor on their 67 Chevelle SS 396. Doing Mark's and Larry's Quadrajet. We're going to show some tips in the Quadrajet, some things when we take it apart. It's a pretty clean carburetor. First thing you got to do is you got to find the number on it so you can get a kit. The number is actually stamped down in here. This happens to be a 7028212. That's it. I've already got the carb kit over here. Did my research. This carb is off of a 68 327 350 horse, either a Chevy, Nova, Chevelle, or big car. Interesting thing is that it's a Quadrajet, and it says on the side here, manufactured by Carter Carburetor for GMC. So it's kind of cute. The other thing you notice on this carburetor is this little thing right here. I believe Larry and Mark's car has a Turbo 400. This is an important little bracket on here. This little bracket, when the carburetor goes back here is where the kickdown is for the Turbo 400. So when this comes back, this little thing here hits the plunger and kicks down the trans. So we'll take it apart. It's missing a few pieces. It's missing the choke rod here. I probably got an extra one in the attic. It's missing the vent cover here. I probably got that in the attic. And when we get it disassembled, I'll show you a few things about it. And so there's a couple little tricks on the Quadrajet when you do it. It's a pretty clean carburetor. Started to take the Quadrajet apart. A couple little things to notice is down in this hole is a tiny little spring. Get that in focus. Goes underneath where the metering rods come out of here. The primary metering rods come out. Let's get the camera on instead of looking at my hand. These are the primary metering rods. That little spring is important. When you fire the car up, the vacuum pulls it down, and then it lifts back up as you give it the gas, and that's what controls the fuel. That's the float. Like to change them. I couldn't get one for this, but they're usually pretty good. One of the other things is to save yourself grief and aggravation. I didn't do it yet, but if you look over in here, there's a little pin for the accelerator pump, a little drift pin. Little roll dowel. Knock that way so that you can get that arm off, because it's way easier putting the cover back on and trying to wrestle with that with the accelerator pump which is this, which it sticks through the hole. Where's that hole at on that thing? Ah, there it is. Right there. When you look at it on the other side. How's that? Like I said, remember, number on the side, very important for getting the kit. That's the best way to get the right kit for the carburetor when you go to your auto parts store. So let's stop it here, and I'll let Mark decide if he's going to add some more next month. I don't want to tear up too much of the newsletter. So we're going to, let me get this thing so the pictures, hey, look at that, I look good now. We're going to continue with the rebuilding of the carburetor. Mark and Larry's carburetor. Next month we'll start putting it together. I don't want to use too much of Mark's videotape, YouTube time. So we're going to end it this month, and next month we'll have some video putting it together. See ya!
Good afternoon, Northern Ohio Chevelle Club, and here we are at the trunk end of the 67 Chevelle, and we are watching the Cavs game, and it looks like the score is 23-23 against the Pistons. But little tech tip here, why Jeff Thompson is off gallivanting this weekend on vacation, a well-deserved vacation. I'm out here in the garage, and we're going to put a little black in this area because the painter missed this particular detail that needs to be blacked out. So when you close the trunk, this whole, you don't see any red through that little crack there. Club coming to you from the garage, and I want to give a couple shout outs before I get started here. Just got a message from Sergeant Schultz. You'll recognize that name. He comes to our show every year. Staff Sergeant Schultz is one of the Marines that helps out with the Toys for Tots. I got a message from him somewhere. I think he's deployed in Afghanistan right now. So big shout out to him. Hope he comes home safely. I understand he won't be home till later this year, and he's probably going to miss our show. So, working on the Chevelle today. We went to a swap meet earlier in the day and picked up an awesome set of red line tires. I'll show you a picture of those in a second. Real happy about that. Shout out to Osley Chevelles. They've supplied some parts for the car here. Well, of course, I purchased them. Larry and I purchased them. And they're coming in and helping out with the Chevelle project. But I've also looked at some of their videos online, and they helped out with the paint project I'm going to show you shortly. But we've ordered parts from just about all the Chevelle suppliers that we work with here at the Northern Ohio Chevelle Club. NPD, Hinshaw Chevelles, and they're going to be at our show this year. So we work with them all. We spread the love as far as parts go. Another shout out goes to Nancy from Chevelle Forums. This week they placed a full page ad in our show program. We're real happy about that. And if you'd like to get advertising your company in our Chevelle show program for our show, that would be great. Send us an email. We'll get some very affordable prices on advertising for the show. So it's halftime here in Cleveland, Ohio. The Cavs are up 58-53, I believe. And we'll be looking forward to a win this afternoon against the Pistons. Sorry, Michigan Chevelle folks, guys, but we're going to beat you. And we're going to go on and win a championship this year, I hope. So anyway, we'll continue work on the 67 Chevelle this afternoon. Larry's still hard at work on the motor. He got called in to work a couple days this week, so it kind of delayed some of our plans of getting the engine in this weekend. But for sure, we'll be working hard on that throughout the week, and we got to get this Chevelle on the road. A shout out to a lot of the different organizations out there who have been helping us with parts. Of course, we've been paying for the parts, but we've been ordering things left and right out of the catalog from NPD, Osley's. I think Larry's got an order into Hinshaw's. So all real important people to keep this Chevelle community going. And I even watched a video on Osley's Chevelle website today to figure out how to paint the back of this trunk here. So, and we're also working on painting the entire trunk. So a shout out to O'Reilly's Auto Parts. Hey O'Reilly's. We bought our trunk spatter paint from O'Reilly's, and we're giving that a shot. They only had 2 cans, and it's a big trunk. So we got a couple more cans coming on Monday so we can finish that job up. Another shout out to the Buck Mercer family. Man, it's just a tough loss, and this Chevelle community felt that this week. A lot of heartfelt messages out to Buck and his family this week. So once again, from the Northern Ohio Chevelle Club, our condolences. We sent some flowers to the funeral this week. So I want to thank the club for doing that. And hopefully we're going to try to get Buck's car down to our show as a tribute to him. So we're working with his family on that. So stay tuned. Okay, so that was quick and easy. Just masked it off, painted it down. Osley Chevelle had a real nice video on how to mask this, so that was kind of cool. Here's one of the tires we bought at the swap meet. Got a killer deal on Redline tires. Original Firestone tires. No cracks on these, baby. So these are gonna be. Now we gotta do yard work. Patty's yelling at me. We started cooking. So see ya.